job bun ki jungi khun nre yo covid dai me khun da katika ay katika covid dai kanong yi khun persha kane ka khlam
unong yelam kaliang persha ha ka ying dorbar thau ain ka jilla na ka seng congress u Dr.MUKUL SANGMA harangkat ki MLA ki bana ka te ka seng ki kunthop u MLA ka Mawson Ram constituency u ba HM Shangpliang u MLA ka Nongpo constituency u ba Meral Bons im ka MLA ka Ampati constituency ka Miani Di Shira u MLA ka Mauprem constituency u ba Mohenro Rapsang bad harangkat u MDC ka Nongpo constituency u ba Balajir Rani kilalay ban HIAR SHAKA SHNONG IONGKHULI ha ka Sautarik unailar nakabenta penjurip hi dalade banlap ya kadaw tenrai halor kajingye kaja ha ka arpenre tarik unaitung namar kajingsha awan thombor haki paiba bat ki pulet kajela Asam nakaliang u Dr.MUKUL SANGMA habakran shikilat pathai khubor uluong ba ki paiba jongkate ka SHNONG IONGKHULI kimdei ban shongs ir bar ka sorkar habadon kumkini kijingye kaja lane kanat haki benta khaput kadiban penbiang marmar ki bor yada lane ki bor pulet ban pelong ya kajing pahara ka bapaka khnang banla ban yada bat banwanra ya kajing shong suk shong sain jong ki paiba ki bashi ki thain khapun ha kate kajing le jurip ki ki MLA ka congress lai sakhi bat don langru da kinong yelam bagi dikhot ka seng Meghalaya People Social Organization Ribhoi District bat kinong yelam ka seng Garo Student Union jong ka Ribhoi Regional Unit Bernihan.
You see, it has been a privilege to also meet the local people here, the Gaubura and other residents, the senior citizens. We have heard them. We wanted to know from the ground zero as to what is happening. We must understand one thing, that in respect of any problem pertaining to the areas of difference along the Assam-Meghalaya border areas, there has been parameters discussed as to how to maintain order and not to create any kind of lawlessness in those areas. And based on those mutually agreed terms and conditions by both the states, Assam and Meghalaya, it was very clearly indicated that any areas wherever we have any reason to have any confusion or lack of clarity pertaining to anything, the two district administration must meet and resolve issues. When they cannot, then it will be taken up at the Chief Secretary level. Therefore, it will be only appropriate for both sides to always adhere to those terms and conditions which were mutually agreed to by both the government. That was done during the time when I had the last meeting to have those terms and conditions laid down properly so that we don't have repetition of unpleasant incidents which we witnessed in Langpi in 2010. And today what is happening is that I think there is this lack of coordination amongst the counterparts. That should not happen because the authorities are responsible for ensuring peace and tranquility, peace and harmony. Any incident which triggers this kind of misunderstanding and resulting in any kind of lawlessness, you cannot sometimes, rule out as to how far it will go. You have seen in areas where small things, we have to ensure that problem, if emerging from any area, should be nipped in the bud. There shouldn't be any chance for any conflict to grow. Because at the end of the day, we want to ensure peace and tranquility. Therefore, today in course of our interaction, we have been able to know what exactly was happening. There's a need for the district administration from Ribhoi to engage with the counterpart to ensure that repetition of whatever has happened on the 26th of last month doesn't get repeated. And providing the kind of necessary security so that the sense of security prevails amongst the residents is also the responsibility of the government and government through the district administration. We will be reiterating that government take cognizance of these type of challenges associated and promptly act. Any delay in acting and taking allowing things to go beyond control will obviously have its negative ramification unnecessarily. So we must avoid that. We will be taking up these issues, and government obviously has its responsibility. Government should ensure the sense of security amongst all the people across the border. And it is not only the responsibility of the state government of Meghalaya, it is also the responsibility of the state government of Assam, because any action from their end should not create this kind of chaotic disorder.
So we understand, sir, that on the sex from the border also, they are anxiously waiting that the border dispute will be solved and the proper demarcation of the border. So what is your issues, or what is your action on that, sir?
See, the whole exercise that is expected to happen whenever a discussion starts with an intent to resolve this long-standing problem pertaining to this Assam-Meghalaya border issue. We understand that resolving this kind of issue is not such an easy task, because it has to be mutually agreed upon. It cannot be one-sided, definitely. That's why you are discussing with the counterpart. Therefore, we'll have to look at what is acceptable. Now, what is acceptable means what is acceptable to the people. Okay. What is acceptable to the people is the only parameter which should be the guiding principle to arrive at any solution. The moment we decide on anything which is not acceptable to the people, then it will amount to imposition. For that matter, why is these areas of difference along Assam-Meghalaya border? Because the people of the state disagrees to accept whatever interstate border was demarcated by the Survey of India, based on the Northeastern Reorganization Act 1971. Therefore, this has to be discussed and arrived at in a manner which is acceptable to the people. And in order to justify the claim, in order to substantiate our claim over the areas which we are claiming as part of Meghalaya, today I must tell you that exhaustive exercise have been already made by the state government when I was the chief minister. Okay. And a very comprehensive documentation has been prepared in order to substantiate our claim over all those areas which we claim as part of Meghalaya, to justify that these parts which are falling within the areas of differences belong to Meghalaya. Okay, the whole documentation to justify our claim has already been prepared and submitted to Assam government, based on which we should discuss. And Assam has sought time to study those documentation. They have taken time. Now, the discussion, when they sit and discuss, it should be on the basis of this documentation, because these documentation are based on the claim over the land by our people. Okay, so they already have a ready-made documentation which should be able to guide both the governments, and I hope they will take cognizance of those material which is available with them and work on those. I'm sure they will have all the inputs. Meghalaya government will have enough material to justify our claim, because that work has already been done. Okay. So I hope the interest of the state is protected, the interest of the people are protected, and any decision that is proposed to be arrived at is something which is acceptable.
What is your expectation, sir, as the opposition leader? What is your expectation in this?
My expectation is already available. The documentation which is submitted to them to justify our claim is my stand. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.